Welcome back to Bad Take Philly. Eagles, we're in Super Bowl 57. TJ Edwards, number 57. The script is real. He's going to get a pick six or whatever, but we're going to talk about our predictions. We're going to talk Eagles, Chiefs, and maybe a little bit out of the lines. But Dakota, what are your thoughts going into the game?
We're gonna win 42-0. Not a close game. Just like my advice, just turn the TV off. Don't watch. It's gonna be like a murder. You don't want to be a witness because then you get called into court and you have to testify against your favorite team, the Philadelphia Eagles. You don't want to do that. So just kind of stay clear. Go party in Philly afterwards, though. I'm sure it's gonna be a great party. But yeah, no, we're gonna roll them. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I mean, normally Philly isn't the safest place to go to, but this time, I mean, it's going to be a party, like Dakota said, like Dalton said. No, but I mean, reeling the ropes back in a little bit. Um, I think that listen, I've been confident for the past week and a half, 2 weeks, whatever. As confident as you can be going into such a big game, obviously. But there's still stress. I think I'll feel it a little bit more this weekend. My overall thoughts are just like we have the better team on paper, on the field. We've been the best team in the NFL all season. But at the end of the day, it's still Mahomes and Andy Reid we're going up against. So that's where my stress comes from. They're banged up. I think Hardman's doubtful to play, so he's going to be thrown to
He's
Juju.
already out.
He's out. So
He's
he's
out.
going to be thrown to Juju and Marquez Valdez-Scantling in a Super Bowl. Obviously Kelsey, but that's his receiving core. So got to feel good about that. Obviously, their O-line is much healthier than their last Super Bowl appearance. But hopefully our defense can generate some pressure. I think we talked about it a little earlier in the week. Dalton, you and me kind of think that they're going to get the ball out quick just because we do have such an elite pass rush. Obviously, we were first in sacks. They were second in sacks, but it wasn't close because we dominated this year. But I think the pass rush and generating pressure is going to be one of the biggest keys to this game. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, just kind of what you said. I've been confident all week. It's kind of a weird feeling for a Philadelphia team to be not an underdog or favored. But I think that speaks to the depth and the talent of this team versus maybe like the star power of Kansas City, but not being as well rounded as we are. Kind of what you said. I think pass rush is the most important thing in this game. I think that's the reason why we're not playing Cincinnati because they were not able to really get pass rush on Mahomes as much. And on the other side, they got a lot of pass rush, a lot against them. Burrow got sacked a lot. So yeah, just winning in the trenches. That's been the biggest thing for us all year, dominating on both sides of the trenches. Yeah, if we continue that, Mahomes is on maybe still a bit of a bad ankle. I'm sure he's got 2 weeks off. He's healed a lot more, but I mean, we've been able to get pressure 4 guys all year, and we racked up 70 sacks. Like any defense is going to be successful if we're able to do that. So yeah, just keep getting 4 guys to get consistent pressure on Mahomes, drop back 7 in coverage, and I think we should be fine.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the biggest key to this game is on both sides of the ball. Just winning on our defensive line and winning on our offensive line. I think we'll get into this more later, but I think there's a good chance that they blitz a lot. And we have to be able to protect Hurts, and Hurts is got to be able to play against that. But back to our just keys to the game, really. I think I didn't guard they are going to get the ball out fast, and there might be some like jet sweep type kind of tricky plays. They do have Kadarius Toney active, and he's a very shifty gadget type of player. So just having discipline on defense and making the tackles is going to be really important because we can't let simple screens and jet sweeps go for 25 yards every time. That's going to be very painful to watch. So we just have to make sure that we're tackling and being disciplined on defense.
Yeah, the trenches have been the key all year, like Dakota said. Hurts has made us the O-line look even better than it is, and it's the best O-line in football, which you think isn't very possible, but he's so mobile, he's so agile, and he's grown to skip the pocket at the right time, go through his reads. And so I think like you said, they do love to blitz a lot, zero blitz, which I think we've been pretty good against all season because our receivers are elite and we have one of the best receiving cores in the league. And their secondary is young and it's average to above average, but it's nothing special. Their pass rush, obviously they have Chris Jones, was a defensive player of the year candidate. So that's going to be a big key. But listen, Lane Johnson, this O-line, we've stopped Michael Parsons twice this year. We've stopped Dexter Lawrence. We've stopped Nick Bosa, who is the defensive player of the year. And so I feel pretty comfortable. But yeah, I think the line on both sides is the key to the game.
Yeah, talking about Chris Jones, he had just an unbelievable game last week. This is the best season he's ever had. He's the second best interior pass rusher besides Aaron Donald. He's an absolute wrecking ball. But you saw last week, they kind of used him in stunts and they got him on the tackles and he was able to bull rush over Cincinnati's tackles. And you're not doing that against Lane Johnson, certainly. I mean, Lane Johnson's been just otherworldly this season and last season. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's on Sam Howell, Kelsey Dickerson to be strong up front, which I don't really have any concerns about. And then other than that, Frank Clark is the only other decent player I would say on that line. And I'm not really worried about Frank Clark. And kind of what Brendan said too, like their secondary is very young. They got Trent McDuffie. They have another young corner. L'Jarius Sneed's a good corner, but they have a lot of youth. And we saw in the Cincinnati game, there was a couple times where they just blew coverages and let Bengals receivers run wide open. So I don't know how they're going to handle AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, all our weapons. And at the same time, they're going to have to play up and respect our run game because that's another thing that Cincinnati doesn't have that we have. Like the run game will just absolutely kill you, as we saw against San Francisco 2 weeks ago. They're supposedly the best run defensively, tougher than everyone else. And we had 4 rushing touchdowns against them. So kind of what I said earlier, we're so well rounded. Like I don't really know how you stop us on offense at all.
Yeah, my opinion. I think you have to try to sell out to stop our run game because if not, it's going to be a painful death for the Chiefs. I really do believe that. Like if they don't sell out for the run, it's just going to be game over. So I think they are going to be, let's think, stacking the box. And I think Hurts is just going to have to make the plays. And if Hurts can make the plays, I think we win the game. I think it's that simple. I think if Hurts can make the reads pre-snap, find where the blitzes are coming from, hit AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, make them win their one-on-ones down the field. Like I think we just win. I think it's that simple in terms of the offensive side of the ball. The one thing that I was nervous about 2 weeks ago was that Hurts's arm is obviously still hurt and he's been a little bit shaky on some throws, but I've just gotten more confident in the past 2 weeks. He hasn't done anything to prove that, but I just feel like he's just gonna do it. I just got a feeling. You know what I mean? I think everyone's confidence is rising. Is that true for you guys?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, my confidence has been going up as the time is coming on. I just feel like we win in so many different ways on offense, and you just can't stop them all. I don't care what defense we're playing against.
Yeah. Going into the 2 week, the bye week or whatever before the Super Bowl, I was comfortable with Hurts, going into like getting a week off, resting the shoulder. And he's got the best mental capacity in the league. Like he's one of the best leaders. He's got one of the best, he's just one of the best guys at, playing through other distractions, including an injury. And I think that it's the Super Bowl and he's a guy who has everything to prove to the world. You can argue he got snubbed for MVP. You can argue, well, no, it's a fact that he's been doubted his entire career. No one thought he'd be here. No, he wasn't a first rounder. There's just so many things that he has to play for. And another guy who I think is going to make a big impact is Dallas Goedert. He's had a pretty quiet, 2 months, I'd say, since his injury. Definitely in the playoffs, he's been quiet, but with Hurts, hopefully getting a little bit back towards 100%. I think he's made it pretty clear that he's still not, but getting back towards that and Goddard fully healthy, hopefully he can take advantage of that secondary.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we've all hit it on the head. I guess my final keys to the game, just again on defense, I would say Hassan Reddick. He's had a monster season all year. Any tackle, tight end, the 49ers decided they wanted to do, line up against him. He's been able to just defeat and get to the quarterback and get sacks all year. Kind of had like a flashback to when the Chiefs played the Bucs. Their O-line was injured and they gave up a lot of pressure, and Tampa made them drive the ball down the field methodically, and ultimately it didn't work out. The right tackle this year is Andrew Wiley. They have a good O-line overall, but Andrew Wiley is so terrible. He's terrible, dude. That's the only word I can use. And he's always talking trash to other people. Like in the last game, he got an unsportsmanlike penalty. Anytime I watch him, he's always talking, which I just don't understand. If you're like terrible, why are you talking trash to other people? So I'm looking for Hassan Reddick to just absolutely abuse him, just make him a meme, make him an embarrassment, expose him. And just the Eagles to make Mahomes drive the ball down the field. And I know it's, easier said than done, but trying to take Travis Kelce out of the game, that's going to be TJ Edwards' responsibility, maybe Chauncey Gardner-Johnson if they line him up, Devontae Maddox. It's a bunch of people's responsibility to try and take him out of the game, because then it's just Juju and MVS and Tony, and they're not scaring you, especially with our corners. So that's my biggest keys. Just get pressure and make Mahomes drive the ball down the field and try and limit Kelce, if that's
Yeah, if we look at I think my last thing I have to say is that we look at Mahomes' previous Super Bowls that he's played in. Neither game was super impressive from him, and he's made a lot of mistakes. And you see this year, he threw what, like 14 interceptions this year. Like, the man makes mistakes, and I think the only way that the Chiefs win genuinely is if Mahomes just plays like an absolute god, which obviously can happen. He's done it many times in his career, but with how good our defense is, with how good we are getting pressure, I think just a couple times where you get pressure, force a mistake, get 1 or 2 turnovers, and as long as we play mistake-free football on offense, we're just going to win this game.
Yeah. The saying all year for this RD line has been you got to earn the right to rush the passer, and I think that's going to be a big thing this game, because again, if we do force a turnover early, if we can figure out a way to get up 10, 14 points early and put them on their heels, they're going to have to pass the ball, which obviously they're comfortable with. They're a pass first team. They're offensive minded across the board. But at the end of the day, when you have someone on their heels, especially in such a big game, and you have our pass rush, and you have, again, Reddick, who's just been a monster and still going under the radar, I think that's just going to be a big key to this game. Just getting up early, getting them on their heels, and hopefully by halftime we're up 30-0.
It's a little bit ambitious, but I mean, I guess I'll get into my actual real score prediction now. We're favored by 1.5. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a 21-point win, kind of like we saw last week, 2 weeks ago against San Francisco. I've seen a lot of people going, yeah, the Eagles are a better team. They have this, that's better. They have this, it's better. But it's Mahomes, and ultimately you can't count out Mahomes. But I think people are overthinking at that point. I just think we're so much better than the Chiefs. They have star talent, but other than that, we have talent everywhere. We have players that are the best of their position all over our roster. I just think we're so much more talented than the Chiefs, and I think we win this game. Maybe 10-point. Who knows? I'd say 10 points. 10-point win is my prediction. But I think after this game, we'll look back at this Eagles team and they'll be up there in the conversation as one of the best teams in NFL history, honestly. They're just so talented everywhere. And especially with Hurts becoming a top 3 quarterback. They're everywhere. Yeah, I don't know how to stop this team.
This is the game what Dak just said to secure this team as one of the greats of all time. I truly believe that can happen. For me, I will give my prediction, my player to watch. My player to watch is every time I always pick TJ Edwards, Hassan Reddick, someone that's not this. Jalen Hurts is the player to watch in this game. If Jalen Hurts plays how he played for most of the season, we're going to win the football game. And I think if he plays to the MVP level that he hopefully will play at, I think this team is going to just be one of the best of all time. And they're still going to be underrated, but that's beside the point. So my player to watch is Jalen Hurts. I think he'll be Super Bowl MVP. And I think the score will be around 27-20. Eagles win, obviously. Comfortable, but not too comfortable.
Yeah. My player to watch is going to be, because I'm not worried, because Jalen Hurts is going to play at his MVP type level, and he's going to come out and he's going to be flying around. He's going to be chucking the ball around. But my player to watch is going to be Kenny Gainwell, just because he's had a really good 2 games, and I think he's going to score. He's looked more explosive than Sanders, to be honest, in this playoffs, which I'm a big Sanders guy, so I hate to say it, but my score prediction, I'm gonna agree with Dakota. I'm gonna go 10-point win, but I think we're gonna score 38. It's gonna be a high scoring game, and they're gonna score 28.
Huh.
Um, we're known for pretty high scoring Super Bowls is kind of our thing, but no, but I think this is the game to put us down in history as one of the best all time, if not the best, but in Philly could be the best sports team of all time. And I want it for Sirianni too, not just Hurts, not just the team, but I want the disrespect for Sirianni to start fading away, because I don't want to hear losers from the Giants keep talking on Good Morning Football and like shit talking Sirianni because he should have won Coach of the Year. He outplayed Dable 3 times and he was 5-0 against Coach of the Year candidates. So I really don't want to hear it. I want to put all the rumors or all the doubts or whatever to rest. And I know we're going to be underrated no matter what. And I know people are going to hate Sirianni because he's got that type of personality that we love, but people hate. And it's Philly. They don't like us. But you know what? We don't care. We do care. But I want to put all of that to rest. I want to start building a legacy for this team, for this coach, for this quarterback. And who knows? Maybe we have a dynasty.
It's the whole
Maybe.
team.
We have a
It's
lot
the
of free
whole-
agents. We got a lot of people that we have to re-sign. So I don't know. Like this is our best chance to win a Super Bowl in the
Mhm.
Jalen Hurts window. I think like it's do or die. And I like kind of what Dalton said. This is a legacy game for Hurts. And I think he does come and rise to the occasion because that's the guy he's been his whole life. Like he's made for moments like this. And I think he shows out the biggest stage. We cement our place in history as dogs, a
Dogs.
dog football team. Yeah. I'm so excited.
He might even smile if he wins. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
Thank you for watching Bad Take Philly. Hopefully the next video you guys see after this will be us streaking in Philadelphia or something like that. Who knows?
We're on top of the plane.
Yeah, go to Philly, man. It's a once in a lifetime experience where you can go to Philly and like be unscathed. So yeah, go Birds.
Just go
This
over the bridge
video-
in your car.
What's that?
Just go over the bridge in your car, right? In your car. And then
No,
just
no, no.
drive right through Center City.
No.
Let them
No,
flip
no.
the car. Let them break the windows. It's all love. It's all love. They mean
Yeah,
it.
but walk, just walk, please walk, because your car will not be leaving. But anyway, this video, I don't know about you guys, made me even more confident. I'm really excited. Obviously. So go Birds, and we're gonna be
Go
super.
Birds.
Go Birds.